Steve, a whole lot was going on in that game. Maybe not as high a level as Sunday, but was it more like a gutsy game for your guys? Kind of just one they just had to just grind it out there at the end?
Yeah, it was, it's a playoff game, even though, it disappears into the ether, as we all know. There's no record of it, but it's a playoff game. And, I tried to downplay it a little bit before the game, but we desperately needed to win this game and get 4 days. Our guys have been basically playing knockout games for about 3 weeks, and one high-level game after another. And so to get this one took 83 games, but we're right where we want to be, which is back in the playoffs, and we've got a chance. But maybe most importantly, we get the time to rest and prepare, because these guys need that desperately right now.
Were you surprised how much they were kind of sagging off Jimmy?
No, I mean, they started Zach Edey on Jimmy, and we kind of anticipated that. And I understand the philosophy. But Jimmy is so good and so crafty that even if you're not up on him, even if you give him 10 feet of space, he knows how to draw fouls. And what he get 18 shots from the foul line. That's just who Jimmy is. He controls games. That's why he is who he is. He's able to, in these big moments, these big games, he just settles you down constantly.
Could you sense that he knew early if they were going to, if that was the scheme they were going to use, he was going to need to kind of.
If that was, I'm sorry.
If that was the scheme they were going to use, that he would need to kind of down the score.
I mean, we talked about it at shoot around this morning. We anticipated that matchup, and he just told me, I don't care who guards me, just give me space, give me the ball, I'll make something happen. And that's the beauty of Jimmy. I mean, you guys can see it. Like we have morphed into a different team. We've got the movement and the flow of Steph, but we've also become, for half the game, a great ISO team. We've never been an ISO team here, and there's great advantage to that. To be able to get to the line, to be able to generate offense without, having to fly around and set a million screens. So Jimmy has completely changed everything for us since he's been here, and tonight was a great example of that.
Tonight in the non-Steph minutes, you talk about flying around and getting offense going. You saw your role players getting so many 50-50 balls and getting you guys extra opportunities. When you think about trying to incorporate them, what was the message to those guys, Moses Moody, Quentin Post, all the guys coming off the bench to incorporate themselves into the game? What was important for them to do? We talked about it at shoot-around this morning. The whole point of the game was to win the battles, just to win every loose ball, every rebound. This is a big, strong team, great rebounding team, and you saw it happened a few times because they got 16 offensive boards. Edey had 7 himself. When they get an offensive board and they're kicking it out to Jaren Jackson or Desmond Bain, I mean, it's a wide open 3. And so the focus was really on, scrapping and getting to every loose ball. I thought the guys really fought hard. Guy only played, 6 minutes, but, 3 rebounds. He was flying around out there. Every possession matters, and I thought our guys played that way.
Against a big team like Houston that you're about to play, how valuable is it, Jimmy's skill set, to be able to guard guys who are 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot?
Yeah, I mean, he's the ultimate two-way player. He's just, so physically strong and laterally quick, and he anticipates things, he reads things. So Jimmy's a great defensive player. He and Draymond behind the play allow us to, play smaller without giving up too much.
Hands. The Warriors got to get in transition. You got to get stops, rebounds, take care of the ball. All those things are going to be really important in that series. But most importantly, you have to move. Guys have to move. This is why Steve Kerr, they have this week off. They're going to have to get back in the gym, practice, get ready to run those counters for when they're being super physical with Steph.
Yeah, looking at those numbers, that's definitely Houston Rockets' pace there. So like tonight, I think the Warriors, it's going to be a big-time focus to get off to a good start. As Fezzi said, take care of the basketball. This is a young, athletic, dynamic Houston Rockets team defensively. They do struggle to score the ball, but if you give them extra possessions, they get their confidence going pretty good. They can make shots when they get in rhythm. Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks can make threes. Jabari Smith Jr. can make some threes. And you know what we're going to see defensively. Amen Thompson is picking up Steph Curry already.
94
But I
feet.
thought last game, and it's not an excuse, I thought the fact, I thought the Warriors would come off a brutal road trip. I thought there was some fatigue involved. But I give all the credit to Amen Thompson's defense. But Steph didn't handle the ball much that game. And we looked into that. The previous 3 where he dominated, he had 52, 36, 37. He had his ball in his hands 7 or 8 minutes. That Houston Rockets game, just 3 minutes. And what they did, they got it out of his hands. He didn't get it back. So the multiple efforts to get Steph involved was not involved in that game. So I think the Warriors have to speed the pace up and then take care of the basketball. And then I think with Jimmy controlling the half-court offense, this is going to be a great series.
No, it's going to be a bloodbath against the Rockets. Remember that before that last game, the Warriors had held the Rockets to under 100 points in the previous 3 matchups, so they were playing good defense on them. Jalen Green really struggled against the Warriors up into that last game, so you got to worry about him at the point of attack. And Jabari Smith Jr., do not sleep on him coming off that bench.
All right, Bonte, can we take a second right now to just appreciate the fact that we're back in the playoffs? It's been a minute. I'm excited about this.
Yes.
So, yes, we're going to go against the Houston Rockets, but let's appreciate this game first. This was a heck of a game. Going against the young Memphis Grizzlies, they really battled it out. They were a bigger team. You had Zach Edey at 7'2" in the middle of the paint. Jaren Jackson, Santi Aldama, all these big players. The Warriors small ball line was able to thrive in the middle of the paint. They got all the loose balls, and these are all the things you need to do against the Houston Rockets if you want to get that win.
All right, coverage begins at 5:30 right here on NBC Sports Bay Area on Sun. Comparison of the night, the Warriors shoot 46% from the floor. Get out rebounded by 11. That's something they'll have to fix and rectify against the Houston Rockets. They don't come up with 13 steals. We saw numerous 50-50 balls go the Warriors' way. Then the points off turnovers, the Warriors are plus 15 in that department and a plus 8 made free throws as they go 28 of 34. They outlast the Grizzlies 121-116 to win their first play-in game in franchise history. Now 1-3, and they'll take on the Rockets on Sunday for game number 1 with coverage beginning right here in NBC Sports Bay Area at 5:30 p.m. a 6:30 p.m. tip. And there was a lot of conversation about the bench. The bench didn't show up against the Clippers as Steve Kerr went to a shortened rotation to 16 points off the bench on Sunday. But tonight they outscored the Grizzlies 30-23. We know the Grizzlies has a good bench. Santi Aldama is a hell of a player, but Quentin Post, Gary Payton II really showed up off that Warriors bench tonight, Fezzi.
Great job by Gary Payton II, hitting some timely shots, especially when they're trying to focus so much of the defense. The Memphis Grizzlies are focusing the defense on Steph and Jimmy Butler. So the ball, they're forcing the ball to the non-shooters who are Gary Payton, Guy Santos. These guys are getting all the loose balls. And Quentin Post came in the game. I mean, I love watching the big fella. He came into the game, hit some big shots, changed the energy of the game in the third quarter, and just the Warriors just continue to push forward.
GP2 is phenomenal tonight. I thought his defense, as usual, was great. That was a huge three-point shot, late shot clock there at the top over Zach Edey. He looks really confident in his three-point shot.